Hi friends, how are you? Hope you're well. Welcome to another episode of A Book and a Bake. As you'll have seen in the first graphic, the book I'm going to be talking to you about is Murder is a Slice of Cake by Valerie Burns. This is published on the 27th of June by Kensington Books. Now this is the second series in the I'm going to call it the Bakery, Valerie Burns' Bakery series. Once I find the real name will be in the description down below. But this is the second book. So we're back in New Bison with Maddie and her lovely big mastiff, English mastiff called Baby, that she inherited from her aunt, as well as her aunt's house, her aunt's bakery. In the last book, the bakery had burnt down, and it was having to be rebuilt, refurbished, etc. That is almost complete now, so that's a good. And there's still work herself. She and her partner, her friends in the bakery are still selling out of the wee shack at the beside the house, but they're planning to be able to move into the bakery by the town's spring festival, which is almost upon them, and they're having to sort of really work hard to get everything made and everything in place so that they can open on that day. And everything seems to be on track. It's going well, but there's still a lot of pressure on Maddie to continue gaining more people in the door for the bakery, as well as gaining more followers online about her life and her dog's life and just life in New Bison as in general. Added to that, there's also the bakery competition or baking competition at the spring fair. Now, every year that her aunt was alive, she entered this competition and won. So there's pressure on Maddie that she's got to do the same, but there's one real big problem in that Maddie is not that skilled in the kitchen. She's learning and she's able to make basic things, but there's nothing that she thinks that she can make that would, obviously carry on her aunt's legacy. So she's got this pressure. One day she's in the bakery and this gentleman comes in and he has this lady with him, and also in the bakery is the next door neighbour of the shop next door, who's got the coffee shop, and her husband has passed away, so the coffee shop is basically hers, and she and Maddie are discussing things about how they can possibly work together, etc. And this guy comes in and he starts spouting forth that the real owner of the coffee shop, that it isn't the woman that was married to the guy that had been married before, etc., etc. And we also discover that he knows one of Maddie's friends, who is one of the police people in town, and he's really not nice, and he lets slip that he is also going to be investing in the town, and that he is bringing an award-winning chef or pastry chef from Belgium, and he's opening a new bakery in the town, exactly opposite Maddie's. Okay, so the guy is really not nice. He's getting Maddie upset. He's getting the coffee shop owner upset, and the woman that's supposedly the wife, the real wife, not the coffee shop owner, she's very quiet. And I was like, I think this is a setup. I was like, I wonder if I'm right, but it didn't matter. I kept on reading, and lo and behold, the investor ends up dead in Maddie's shop in baby cakes. And because her friend is basically on the police force, she has to step back and they bring somebody in, and this guy has basically got a sight set on Maddie and also on her friend. So Maddie and her friends have to work together very, very quickly in order to find out who the killer is. And they have their suspicions, and lo and behold, that person ends up dead as well. So they now have to solve the two murders, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I liked that when they were doing the refurb of the bakery, they discovered that there's a secret passage that led through into the coffee shop. Now that plays an integral part in the story. There was also a red herring. I think it could be a red herring or it could be a foreshadowing. I'm not sure, but there's something to do with something Maddie heard that the voice connects to the first story and to this one. And I'm wondering, is it something to do with the third book? I really liked seeing Maddie develop in this story. She's beginning to learn to stand on her own 2 feet. She's beginning to sort of make better decisions, and she is wanting to learn more. I really like the fact that she's wanting to learn to do more things in the bakery, you know, upping her skill level, etc. I think that was really good. I really liked that. I liked seeing her also becoming more integrated within the community, making friends within more friends within the town, and the fact that she is so caring about people is really, really nice. I like that there's one character in particular who has early onset dementia, and she's lucid for a while and then she'll just suddenly blank, and they're like, okay, well, just you're gonna lie down, you'll be fine, have a wee snooze. And of course, once she had a snooze, she's, her faculties come back to what they should be. And it's just the way that Maddie is just so caring, and so are the other characters so caring about this one character, which is just so nice. There was also another character, a new character brought in, and again everybody rallied round her and helped her and was really nice to her, which I thought was really good. So I really like the way that Valerie Burns writes. This is the second series of hers that I'm reading. There's her mystery bookshop series is the other books that I read, and I love it. I just like the way she writes her stories. I like the way the characters develop. I like the plot lines. There were a number of ways that the plot could go, and you were kept guessing in some ways. It was like, oh right, okay, is this, are we going down this way, or what's happening with this? And I really liked the way it all came tied in at the end, but there are still some questions that are possibly going to be answered in the third book. I like the fact that Maddie's father has decided he's coming for a visit, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens when he arrives in town. I think that's going to be part of book 3, so that's going to be really, really fun. So yeah, I really, really would recommend that you read this book. I think it would probably be advisable to read the first book first, so that you get the setup. I will leave the name of the first book in the description box down below. But yeah, so that's kind of the book. I know I'm being very, very vague on this one, but I don't want to give any plot line away. I've given you a few tasters, but I don't want to give the main plot line away. I hope that you will go and read it. Please let me know down in the description bar down below, box down below, whether you will go and read it, and if you do, what you think of it. I would love to know in the comments if you've read this book, or if you're going to read this book, what you think about it when you've done so. I hope that you will enjoy the bake part of this book, of this series. There were recipes at the back of the book, so I've used one of them as the bake part. So I hope you will enjoy it, and let's go and do some baking, guys. Welcome to the bake part of this episode of A Book and a Bake. I'm making, they're called Leroy's Easy Peanut Butter Cookies, and it was one of the recipes that was in the back of Murder is a Piece of Cake. So it's only got 4 ingredients, and I'm going to be intrigued to see how these turn out, because it's like, I've never made something like this before, so it's very new to me, so this is going to be fun to do. So let's flip you around and we'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, I've got the peanut butter. Okay, so the peanut butter is measured out. I've got vanilla bean paste, I have my egg. I'm going to use xylitol. I want Mum's advice on this in a minute. It says a cup of sugar. It's supposed to be granulated. Say I'm using xylitol. I want Mum's advice as to how much to put in, and we'll take it from there. We decided to go with all xylitol, so there's a cup of xylitol, there's vanilla bean paste and an egg. So I'm going to just beat this together. As I say, never made a recipe like this without flour, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Okay, that's it. So that's the consistency it comes out. And we're using a little ice cream scoop. Ma's going to do it. She decided she wants to do it. Say hello.
I didn't.
You just took over. You just got the scoop and went for it.
Oh, you were doing other things. You were cleaning up the mess.
So we're just going to put it on that, and then we'll flatten it a bit. If it comes out, it doesn't really matter. But, right, and then we'll just flatten it a wee bit, and then we've got to crisscross it with a fork. So I tell you what, I'm going to leave Ma to scoop, and I'll just get the fork.
Any excuse to stop me doing the ironing?
Yeah, she doesn't want to do the ironing, guys. Okay, right, okay, I'm going to wet this fork. I think it's going to be easier. Okay, I've wet the fork, but it's not really leaving a majorly crisscross pattern. But as I say, this is the weirdest dough I have ever come across. So if you make, I would love to know, if you make peanut butter cookies, can you tell me, do you use flour in them? I'm sorry, I'm having a problem here getting this fork out.
Oh, what a mess.
I know, exactly. I think I'm just going to squish them down in my hand and that's going to be it, or something. But I'm not going to go for the crisscross pattern because it ain't. I know it's supposedly traditional, I hear you, but hey, we're going to do our own thing here. So, we'll let you see once they're all scooped out. Okay, we're just going to use, Mum's just going to use her hand.
My hands are warm.
Mum's hands are warm. We did try just putting crisscross within it, doesn't work. So we're just going to do it this way. If you're wondering why Mum's taking over, what was it you want to not do, Mum?
Can't be bothered starting the iron.
So this is ironing avoidance.
I'm getting energy.
You're getting energy to do the ironing.
To do the ironing.
Okay, right.
That's my excuse. Because I've got marmalade to make as well.
Oh my goodness. Do I need to make bread today?
I don't know.
Right, I'll check. So they've got the oven on. But yeah, so I hope you guys are enjoying it.
Either do bread or we could make scones.
So yeah, so once we've got all of this done, you really don't want to listen to Ma and I banter, do you?
No.
There you go, Mother's told you you don't want to listen to us banter. So I will, when this is ready to go in the oven, I'll let you see. Right, Ma's managing to put the crisscross in, and she says it's the cheats way, but we'll take it. That does look good. But just mind, just luchuk. Luchuk, for those of you, is like messy, untidy. Burach is another word for messy. There you go.
That's like our house.
No, it's not. Our house is not a burach, dear.
It is.
You think it is, but we don't. But yeah, all you're doing is pressing, and that looks very good. So if you're having trouble getting your crosses, this is the way to do it. Okay, so we actually got 1.5 dozen out of this, but they're going into the oven in a minute. I thought it was ready, but decided it's not going to be ready. I honestly don't know how these are going to work. Just seems a very bizarre recipe to me, and these look really greasy to me. But we'll see. Maybe it'll look better once they're cooked. I am not going to.
I would doubt it.
Mum doubts it. I very much doubt it as well. But we'll see. See what happens once they're cooked. Okay, that's time had 10 minutes in the oven. I'm going to take them out because I like the colour of them. So I'll leave them on the sheet pan for 5 minutes just to sort of cool off a bit. But they've dried out. How amazing! Okay, it'll be interesting to see what they taste like, but they look nice and they smell nice, so hopefully they'll taste nice. But I'll let you, once I put them onto the sheet pan, once I put them onto the cooling rack, Mum and I may have a wee nibble and see what we think.
Soft.
Okay, so Dad's trying them.
They're quite nice. They've got a slight taste of the peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
They're soft, but not chewy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel too much sugar. They are sweet,
Mm-hmm.
but
Well, we use xylitol, so
well,
So
yes,
it's healthy.
I would eat these. I would eat these.
okay, that's fine. Right, Mum and I are going to taste them. Right, okay, hold on. Right, I'm going to try them. Mum and I tried one when it immediately came out of the oven. Okay, when it finished cooling on the tray before we put it in the rack. Yeah. I'm not that enamoured, friends. I don't know. I'm getting the peanut taste, yeah, but I just don't like the texture in my mouth. I just don't like that texture in my mouth. For me, not a hit. Definitely not. Right, here goes Ma. Peculiar. What do you think? Apart from peculiar.
Well, they're not quite cold,
Mm-hmm.
but I would say that it needs a bit more flavour.
I think it needs an awful lot more to it.
Well, you could dip them in chocolate.
Possibly.
Dip them half in chocolate to
Possibly.
see what happens.
But
not the best I've tasted.
Editing Fiona here, I thought I'd just quickly pop on and say that we really didn't like the biscuits. We let them really get cold and then we tried them again the following day. And they were just really greasy, and as I say, the mouthfeel was just not for us, so I'm afraid they went in the food bin. I think for people who are gluten-free, etc., they would be, I think they possibly would be an idea maybe to try if that's what you want. But I found another peanut butter recipe that I'm going to try that has flour in it, etc. So it'll be interesting to see the difference between the two. But yeah, for a bake, this one was a bit of a bust. But hey, that's what you get. You have to experiment. You have to try these things out because you just don't know what they're going to be like. Some people might love the recipe. Some people might hate it. Or not like it. So, everybody has different taste. And that's the way it goes. But I hope you enjoyed this video, friends. Please, on your way down to the comments, chat to me. Hit the subscribe bell, the notification button. It would be great to have more subscribers and help my channel grow. But until my next video, friends, stay safe, happy reading. Bye.